Hello YouTubers, hello and welcome back. The first bit I'm going to handle is the putting it in of the diodes. There's 3 to go in, well 3 that I have to go in, let's put it that way. But I always get mixed up as to which is positive, negative, what's the cathode and anode. All I know is there's a difference, all I can remember is there's a difference, but I can never remember. So I go through a process to make sure that I know which way around they go. A lot of you are going to laugh, but laugh away. I do this because I want to know that I get these around the right way. So the first thing I do is I test it on here to make sure that I've got the anode and cathode firmly sunk into my head. And that's told me that the cathode is the line. This part is going to go into here, which is D3. We even drew a little symbol on my piece of paper so I know what the symbols are and which way around they go, which is anode and cathode. And there's the parts list, and we're putting in D3, which is 1N4001. So that's the first part to go into there. Now the next one is also easy. It also has a line which tells me which way around it goes, but the other one doesn't. So this is why it's handy to test. Now anybody experienced enough as putting in loads of diodes would know which way around this is and which is the anode and cathode. I don't have a clue. So we will test it to find out and make sure we get it round the right way. Right, the other diode, which is an AS119, which I'm glad they showed me a picture of it because I wouldn't have a clue what it looked like, is that one there in between my test leads. I know which is cathode because I've tested it to find out, same as before. But AS119, we're supposed to have 2 of them. But we have that. Now I haven't got a clue what that is, but it doesn't look anything like what that's showing me up there, AS119. Not a clue. So what is it? So we'll have to try and find out what this part is somehow, or maybe disregard this and get another one the same, I don't know. So I'm going to have a look through the notes and have a look through, see what it says. It might have been something that's been added in. We'll have to wait and see. So how do I know which one I'm going to put that diode in? The AS119, D2 or D4? See? Why, hello there. Another day's passed, or more days have passed. That's the time and the date, which is the 4th of the 6th. Excuse me. And we come back to the bench to do a bit more work on this. The next thing I want to do is put in some capacitors, some electrolytics. We've got 400 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 UF. They're both 25 volts. So we're going to just carry on putting the parts in. I'll let you know when I've completed. Okay, just point out something for those of you who don't know. The longer lead, and you've got 2 leads there, one short than the other, is the positive, which goes in where it says positive. It's clearly marked on the board. There you go. Positive, and the lines is negative. Right, we've spotted something else that doesn't add up. According to that, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 capacitors, which is 10 UF at 25 volt. Right, 6. But we put in 6 and we put the extra one over there. But there is a space on the board for another one. This is what I'm saying. how are you expected to put the parts in a board when you haven't got all the information, or the information is slightly different? This is going to be a miracle if this works. It's similar, but you know with electronics, it's either right or it's wrong. There's no in between. So all we can do is go with it. So CP11, we don't know if that's 100 UF or 10 UF. Not a clue. So we just go with what we've got left and hope for the best. That's all we can do. There's a few things on here that are not going to make any sense. So we just keep going and see what happens. That's all we can do. Right, I spotted what's happened here. CP11 appears on my capacitor list. Just looking at that now so you can see that there. Okay. But there's no CP number 6. Which is there. You can just see that in the middle. CP6. CP6 doesn't exist. But obviously it does, because there's a space on the board. So again, we don't know what value it is, if it's supposed to be 100 UF or 10 UF. Just have to go with it. So there you go. This is where this is why I don't think this is going to work, you know. But I'm curious, the same as you are. So we'll give it a go. What's the worst can happen? Right, that's all of our capacitors in. I'm just going to solder them in now. I'm not going to show you me soldering them in, because you've seen me soldering on the previous. So I will show you when we have it all soldered in. Right, I thought I'd show you this next bit. By the way, I'm using my 18 watt iron. I've got a funny feeling my other iron just wasn't hot enough. So I decided to change. And I'm finding that I'm having to flux the end of the iron more often, because it's discolouring, getting dirty. I've already fluxed them and everything. I didn't want to show you that because you saw that the other day. Yeah, it's very, very therapeutic soldering. Do you remember I was telling you about that transistor? The one that didn't seem to belong anywhere. Well, it does. It does belong in this kit. And it's one of these parts we're soldering in now. I'm just leaving that transistor to cool down after. Come on. Don't want to get your transistors too hot. No. So I'm just going to clean all the flux off. I know we're going to get more flux on there again when we're soldering. I like to keep on top of it. I'm doing all this without any big parts in, like sockets and things. I wouldn't do this with those in. Not as much, I do a little bit. Okay, there we go. Nice and clean. Okay, next thing we're going to start putting in is IC sockets. So all we're doing is we're following where the half moon is and making sure that we put it in the right way. You see the little nip cut out of it. Make sure that is going the right way on the socket so that we get our ICs in the right way. It's very important. So we'll fit all them in next. I'm getting there. We're getting there. Right, that's all those parts soldered in now. That's the IC sockets, this coil, this piece here, which is an earphone socket, and we're all nicely soldered. Obviously you've got to check the joints, check for loose solder, and clean the flux off. But this time we're not going to be using very much alcohol, just a little bit, because we don't want any of that getting through onto the other side, into our connections for our ICs. So that concludes this part of the video. The next video will be more or less finishing this build, and then we'll move on to the next stages. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and more to come later. Take care.